Imagine waking up one day to learn that you can save tens of thousands of dollars on your home loan. Sounds too good to be true? It's not. Wait around for a few minutes and I'm going to show you about a new program we have that can help you do exactly that. So, to know who should be paying attention or who could truly benefit from our rate reduction program really has to do with where the 10-year Treasury was based over the last couple years. But before we look at the chart, it's key to understand that looking at the 10-year Treasury is just a component of what makes up your 30-year fix. See, the 10-year Treasury is the baseline, but there's a margin on top of that what the lenders are able to offer you as a mortgage rate. But don't take my word for it. Let's have Barry Habib with MBS Highway actually break down the charts and explain in detail this exact fact, the difference between the 10-year Treasury and the margins that the banks charge above and beyond that. And it'll give you a good breakdown of not only how to read the charts, but where he predicts mortgage rates to go in the next 6 months.
Where mortgage rates would be impacted, now between the 10-year Treasury and 30-year fixed rate mortgages, there's a spread. It's not etched in stone, but there's a range, and history gives us some clues. You see these green parallel lines here. This shows us a pretty long period of time, last 30 years, that mortgage rates have rode the 10-year Treasury, rode above the 10-year Treasury by somewhere in the range of 1.6 to 2% most of the time. Here's the great financial crisis, here's the COVID period of time. So take out those wild times and you can see that this is a reasonable range. And as you can see here, after the great financial crisis, there's a move up and a counter move lower. Here, a big move up, counter move lower. Now back in October, you could see that we had reached a spread of 3.1%. The 10-year Treasury was at 5 and the spread was at 3.1%. That's because with 8% mortgage rates, and that's if you add the 5% 10-year Treasury plus the 3.1% spread, you had mortgage rates in the range of 8 and an eighth. There was a high propensity for refinancing. So the servicing premium was very low because those mortgages weren't going to be on the books very long. But as mortgage rates have declined, and it's likely that there's a little less propensity for those to refinance quickly, we see the spread has narrowed to 2.25. Now, if the job numbers come in where the unemployment rate's higher, the Fed continues to cut, and if inflation comes down, we think mortgage rates will come down. And as they do, this spread should narrow. And this gives us a basis of where we could kind of start to forecast where mortgage rates could go in the next 6 months. So if we do hit our target of the 10-year Treasury in that range of around 3.6, and add the spread to that, which let's say it narrows from 2.5 to 2.25, it gives us a basis to say, hey, look, somewhere in that 5.75 to 6% range for mortgages could be very realistic. And if that does happen, we've seen in the past, as we approach those levels, how active both refinances and purchases get for the mortgage and real estate environment.
So I don't know if you caught that or not, but at the end of the video there, Barry said that if we see rates start to come down, low 6s, upper 5%, the housing market is going to get very busy, refinances and purchases alike. So that's why we're sending this video out and talking about our rate reduction program, is because there's many people, the people who bought homes from September and October of 2023 all the way through today, that could save a significant amount of money over the life of their loans by taking advantage of lower rates. But the problem is, if they're not watching these rates, they're literally waiting on their loan officer to reach back out to them and let them know they're in the money and can save. So our rate reduction program allows us to set a rate alert so we get notified as soon as we can save you the money that justifies doing your refinance. I want to take a moment to actually do a quick demonstration to show you how the program works. You can see on my screen that this is set up for just a basic rate and term refinance. I'm using a value of $400,000 with a $300,000 loan, which is in essence a 75% loan to value. Now, this could be anywhere. I've been making up, Elmhurst, Illinois, 780 credit score, $10,000 a month in income, debt ratio, reserves, all that kind of stuff. The key here is it's a primary single family home. And then that, of course, that loan to value and that credit score, that's what's driving it. So I come down here And what I do is I run the scenario to see where pricing's at, and it will tell me what programs apply. Now, this is a conventional loan, which I've indicated off to the left here. And what I would do is a person who signs up for this would tell me, hey, Jesse, I have a 7.5% interest rate, let's say. So in this scenario, let's say that their monthly payment is $2,097. And they say, for me, I need to save $100 to $150 for it to justify me doing a refinance. So what I would do is I'd just move up and say, okay, we need to be around this range, 1995 to 1945, somewhere in this range. And I get clear with you to find out exactly what you need to save. Let's say it's 6.75 is what made sense. Then we would simply go up here at the top, select the rate alert. I'd put in, your name, sample client needs to be at a 6.75, meaning 100 means you're not paying any points. And I would just forward this out for a year, right? We'd go out to a year from today, and then I'd make notes to myself, needs to save at least $150 per month. That's it. Hit save, and then if that scenario hits, then I get an email notification and I would reach back in touch with you. So if you're somebody who has bought your home since August or September of 2023 all the way through today, and you're a busy person, busy professional in life, and just don't have the time to follow interest rates and track them, you can set your rate alert, and then I will reach back out to you and let you know when you're in the money and can save the amount that we discuss, and it's worth your time to do the refinance. You can message me directly, reach out, happy to set this up and help.